What's up, gamers? Fedboy here, and today we're going to do a quick build guide on how to play Artemis and what kind of god builds that I use for her. So she's all strength scaling. That's one thing to know immediately off the bat. So I don't really find much need to add any of the items that have intelligence on her, even if the passives are good. As you can see, her attack speed stems 25 to 65. This will come in handy later. We'll talk about that once we start building out her kit. So let me just go back to this page, enter practice, and I'll show you. So I like to focus a lot with high power and using her traps and her board to keep players still. That's because her still target passive increase basic attack damage to gods and minions that are affected by crowd control. So what you want to do is really up both power and attack speed, as well as clear, because in most Conquest games, I'm building her for Conquest. You definitely don't want to get out-cleared. The hardest part about her early game is that many other hunters have better clear than her. I can think of at least 5 off the bat. I know that Izanami definitely does. Cupid does for sure. CERN absolutely does. Bari. There's just so many other options that can out-clear Artemis early. The way you get advantage is by getting lane position. So usually I'll take Bumba's Golden Dagger to clear camps faster, get back to lane sooner, and start jockeying for position, hitting their way earlier, so that I have more time for my abilities to come back up and fight effectively. So really quick, I'm going to just skip all the way to 20. The things that I like to focus on are attack speed and power. Now the good thing is that she has an attack speed stem, so we don't really need to buy it as much. I'm going to get Learning Bow for the anti-heal and Demon Blade for the crit early. As you can see, from Learning you get 30, then Demon Blade also gets 15 plus 30%. So that right there is 75%, plus your dagger at Bumba's Golden Dagger you have 10. So right off the bat on 2 items you're already at 1.85 before you even hit your stem. So this is where I start to build some of her extra power. I'm going to get Rage for the stack of crit chance, and I'm also going to get that for the early power spike as well. Next, this is where I like to do one last attack speed item to kind of get that extra speed in there for the late game. So this is really your choice of either Tearfing for the bonus physical damage, Kinsblade for the physical damage with the health difference, so great for shredding tanks, or Executioner to get that extra piercing passive. Usually, because of my build, I won't really go for the Executioner. Instead, I'll get Kinsblade to get that extra damage and more attack speed on tanks. We don't need Hasten because you already have that from your 2 stem. So the last 2 items I'm going to add are obviously Deathbringer for the extra damage from crit. So now you have 3 crit items, plenty of crit chance. You're going to be hitting, and you're going to get the increase crit strike damage. Lastly is obviously going to be Titan's Beta for the extra penetration. So let's see if this works before I can try. I'm going to put the reduced cooldowns on really quick. Let's see if this does work.
Get out of this.
Okay, so to show the route. In this case, I'm going to reset that and hit the level 20. Your basic combo should be getting a root on someone, dropping your 3, popping your stem, learning in, and then right as that's about to run out, you want to use Tusky to hold them down. We're trying to maximize as much damage on still targets, so whenever you see your teammates hit a stun, a root cripple, a not a mesmerize, because mesmerize you can still move, but any sort of CC that allows that makes our enemy stay still, we want to maximize that with Artemis. And as you can see, that's kind of the goal, is we want to get your trap down, and you can even drop it at your feet too if you're being aggressed upon. But the point is we want to get these traps onto people, hitting them with our 3 and going right into our stem combo and just burning it down. Now in that combo I did show like a little space between the the trap expiring and Tusky. You won't always be able to combo that perfectly. Sometimes they'll even have CC immune abilities or beads. But in general, you want to be aiming for this as like your ultimate kill combo. Even that right there will kill most people, especially if they're squishy. Tanks, however, you might need Tusky for sure, just to hold them down a little bit longer. But yeah, that's my build for Artemis. Hope you enjoy her, and have fun smiting.